Good morning, everyone. This week's Torah portion, Jacob blesses his grandchildren. This is the first example in the entire Torah of a relationship between grandparents and grandchildren. And that's why this Shabbat at Palm Beach Synagogue is going to be Grandparent Shabbat. We're going to honor the grandparents, so we're going to bring the grandchildren to synagogue to celebrate the very unique relationship between a grandparent and a grandchild. And he blesses his grandsons, Ephraim and Manasseh. And he says, may all future successive generations of Jews bless their sons to be like Ephraim and Manasseh. And the question is, what was so special about Ephraim and Manasseh that Jacob said that we should bless our children to be like these two boys? And indeed, every Friday night around the Shabbat table, we bless our daughters to be like Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, but the boys we bless to be like Ephraim and Manasseh. And three very famous answers are given. Answer number one is that these two brothers are the first ones in the entire book of Genesis that have no sibling rivalry. If you go through the stories, the first story in the Torah, Cain murders his brother Abel. Isaac and Ishmael can't get along. They have to send Ishmael out of the house. Jacob and Esau have a war, and Jacob has to run away from his brother. And then Joseph and the brothers throw him into the pit. The first brothers who get along and love each other are Ephraim and Manasseh. And therefore we bless all generations of Jewish boys. May you be like Ephraim and Manasseh. The greatest blessing for parents is to see their children loving one another unconditionally. The second reason is because Ephraim and Manasseh were the first Jewish boys to be raised out of the land of Israel, in a foreign country, in an alien land, a land which wasn't conducive for Jewishness and spirituality. And therefore, when Jacob sees that they're still loyal and faithful to their heritage, to the Jewish people, to the traditions of their ancestors, he said, may all Jewish families bless their children to be like Ephraim and Manasseh. That the thing we want most is that no matter where life takes our children and our grandchildren, they should always remain loyal and committed and devoted Jews. And finally, the third answer is that Ephraim and Manasseh are the first Jewish children who were not raised amongst the family. Everyone else was in Israel together as mishpacha, but they were sort of the outcasts of the family. But yet, Jacob draws them in and says, there is no such thing as children who are outcasts. All children have to be part of the Jewish family. We have to bless our children to be like Ephraim and Manasseh, who were embraced and included in the family blessings, to teach us that whenever we see a Jewish child, even if they were not given a Jewish upbringing, in a Jewish home, in a Jewish environment, we have to love them and embrace them and tell them, you are part of the Jewish family as much as any other Jewish child. Because a Jew is a Jew is a Jew. It doesn't matter their level of knowledge or their Jewish background or education. Every Jew is an equal member of the Jewish faith. This past Saturday night, after the morning services, I went home, came back for the mincha afternoon and evening services, and the cleaning people at the shul had closed the lights and the lights were off. So I went out in the street to see if I could find someone who's not Jewish to turn on the lights for us. And I'm standing on the corner and I see four young boys and girls coming back from the beach. They were like in their 20s, wearing flip-flops, they had towels around their necks, and they're heading back from the beach. They didn't look Jewish to me at first glance, so I went over to them. I said, excuse me, can you do me a favor? They said, sure. I said, this is going to sound a little strange, but, you know, we're Jewish and Orthodox, and the lights are off, and we're not allowed to turn it on. We need someone to turn on the lights. And they say to me, yeah, we're Jewish. We can help you. We know all about that. I said, wait a minute. If you're Jewish, I can't have you help me. And they said, why not? We're not religious. We're happy to help you. And they said, it doesn't matter if you're religious or not. You're a Jew just like me. And anything you're not allowed to do in Shabbat, I would never ask you to do. You're as Jewish as I am. It doesn't matter if you consider yourself observant or religious or not. Well, thankfully, one of the four of them, a young lady, said, well, I'm actually not Jewish. So she was able to come in and help us out. And the other three walked into the synagogue and they said, wow, this is such a beautiful synagogue. Maybe we'll come back next time when we're in the area. And they felt welcomed. They felt that they were as important in the eyes of God, and what they do is as important as any other Jew. That's the message of Ephraim and Manasseh. We should never be any Jews that are left out from the family of Israel. Have a wonderful day.